Aloha, good morning. Welcome to Live Yoga channel. I am Terra. I'm half of this channel. Evan and I started this channel back in 2020 to create a way for us to practice together and create cyber ohana. So let's go ahead and roll out our mat. Let's get started. We're going to spend the next 75 minutes tuning in to ourselves. So go ahead and find a comfortable cross-legged position. And it's okay if you have space between your ankles and your pelvis. Really just find some comfort here. Roll the shoulders up and back. Take the palms to the thighs. Take your thumbs touching your first fingertip. And then allow your eyes to close as you bring your awareness to that space above your upper lip where the breath moves in and out of the nostrils. Begin to lengthen your inhalations. Pause at the top. Allow that life force energy to swirl around in your body. And then exhale slowly. Seeing if you can lengthen out your exhalation slightly longer than your inhalation. Pause at the bottom and feel empty. And then inhale, allow the belly to be soft as we expand the breath, and it grows up our ribs to our clavicles. Feel your body grow tall with the expansion of the inhalation. Pause, and then exhale slowly. Do this a few more times at your pace, gifting yourself an intention to focus inward throughout this practice, allowing our breath to be our guide, allowing our face to be soft throughout our practice, so much so that we can smile. We can keep a smile on our face as we practice, a soft smile. And if this is challenging, this is a cue for us to back off some. Allow our breath to be big and our smile to be soft. Go ahead and open the eyes. Let's go ahead and begin our warm-ups with Kapalabhati breathing. So we're going to do skull shining breath. And what this looks like, it's a forceful exhalation through the nose. At the same time, you're going to be drawing the belly button back towards the spine. Now, don't worry about the inhalation. It happens on its own, but you're going to be focusing on the forceful exhalation, okay? So go ahead, let's inhale. Exhale, 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 exhale. Keep going. Exhale, 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 exhale. Squeeze out all the breath. Hold the breath out, and then let's do a breath retention, kumbha. So we're going to pause, inhale, half lung of breath, and then press the hands into the thighs, draw the shoulders up to the ears, drop the chin into the chest, pull that pelvic floor up as if you're keeping yourself from going to the loo. And with your eyes closed, take your gaze in between your eyebrow center. Hold this as long as you can. When you need the breath, release the holds. Sip in a nice, deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and move to yoga for the eyes. If you have glasses on like I do, you can take those glasses off here. And let's go ahead and we'll keep our head and neck straight, moving only the eyeballs. So feel a long spine. Go ahead and inhale. As you exhale, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look far right, far left, far right, far left, far right, far left, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far right, look up, far left, look down, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far left, look up, far right, look down, center. Beautiful. Now, instead of stretching the eyes, let's go ahead and focus the eyes. So take your right arm out about shoulder height, not too high, not too low. Extend the index finger, point it up towards the ceiling, and then take your gaze to the fingertip. We're going to breathe slowly here and gently do your best to not blink. Bend the elbow, keep your gaze at your fingertip, and slowly bring the fingertip to the end of the nose. Take it back out slowly. When the elbow is straight, look past the finger. Bring your gaze back to the fingertip. Bend the elbow. Trying not to blink. No hard and fast rules. If you blink, it's okay. When your elbow is straight, look past the finger. Bring your gaze back to the fingertip. Last one. Extend it back out. When the elbow is straight, look past the fingertip. Release the hands. Let's go ahead and rub those palms together, building some heat in those healing hands. The Hawaiian word for prana or life force is mana. So we're going to build up the mana, the healing mana in these hands. Go ahead and take the right palm and cup it over the right eye. Take the left palm and cup it over the left eye. Do your best to not let any light in between your fingertips as you stare into the black abyss of your palms, sending healing energy to the eyes. Breathe slowly here, in and out of the nostrils. So very, very grateful for this gift of sight to see. We do this, we send this healing energy to our eyes. We give our eyes some reprieve because we spend so much time these days in front of the screen. So visualizing and sending healing energy for our healthy eyes. Go ahead and release your hands, interlace those hands, press those palms away. As you inhale, the arms up overhead, stretch towards the ceiling. Breathe deeply here. And slowly. Go ahead and allow there to be a slight constriction in the back of the throat. As we activate our ujjayi breathing, our ocean-like breath. We call upon this breath throughout our practice to activate our repair systems, keep the body relaxed, as well as in tune with if we're trying too hard. And like I mentioned, if we are, we can back off some. Honoring where our body is today. It may be different than it was yesterday or a week ago. Go ahead and release those hands. Take the back of the palms to touch. We're going to cross the right arm over the left. Interlace those hands. We're going to bend the elbows. Draw the hands in towards the chest and then back out again to your degree. Perhaps you can go a quarter of the way, halfway. Maybe you have the privilege to go all the way, extending the elbows to your degree. Everybody's different. But we're breathing as we draw the yoga into our fingertips, our wrists, our elbows, and our shoulders. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, bring those hands back and down. We're going to switch to the other side, honoring we may feel more tight or more flexible on this side. So to your degree, breathing slowly here. Bring the hands back towards the chest. Release them out. Beautiful. Go ahead and extend our legs on our mat. Come into stick pose, Dandasana. Take the toes up towards the ceiling. And let's bring the warm-ups, the yoga, bring it to the toes. So sit tall. Maybe you want to have your hands to your side. It's okay if you lean back just a little bit. We're going to move just the toes. Let's do toe cranks here. For 1, release, 2, release, 3, release, 4, release, 5, release, 6, and hold. Go ahead and shake those toes out. Let's cross the right leg over the left. And let's interlace the toes, just like we did with our fingertips. Go ahead and do 1 toe, 2 toes. Have some fun with it. It can feel awkward and sometimes a little frustrating, but just do your best and keep a positive attitude. When you get to where you are today, go ahead and squeeze those toes together for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Let's switch sides. Cross the left foot over the right, and then we'll interlace those toes. 1 toe, 2 toe, 3 toes is fantastic. 4 is amazing. 5 is magnificent. Go ahead and squeeze here. As we're warming up, we're activating what the yogis believe to be a vital nerve in our system. So we're warming up the nerves from the tip of the toes all the way up to the sciatica nerve. And 1. Go ahead and release. Let's move the vayus, the yoga, up to the ankles. So move the ankles forward and back for 1, release, 2, release, 3, release, 4, release, 5, 6, and hold. Let's make circles with our ankles first clockwise. 4, 5, and 6, and then opposite direction. Warming up, bringing up the warm-ups to the knees. Go ahead and bend the left knee in towards the chest. Sit tall. Let's grab on to our elbows underneath of the thigh, and then we'll make circles with our knee first clockwise. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then opposite direction. 5 and 6, beautiful. Extend that leg out slowly. We're going to bend the right knee, grab onto the elbows, sit tall, and then let's make circles. 4, 5, 6, opposite direction. Beautiful. Let's come up towards the front of the mat and bend your right knee, bring the right ankle on the inside of the left thigh. Bend your left knee and take the left ankle on the outside of the left thigh. Make any adjustments you need to do, and already you might feel we're warming up this big muscle group right here, the quadriceps. So to your degree, we're going to walk the body back, and perhaps this is plenty for you, and you can just rest back on your arms. Perhaps you have the privilege to come down onto your forearms, and you can let your head hang back, feeling and enjoying the lengthening of this quadricep. Maybe you have the privilege to bring your spine all the way down onto the floor, and then you can take your arms overhead and grab onto your wrists or your elbows and breathe long and slow here. Enjoy. This should feel relieving and nice. And if it doesn't, go ahead and back off some, please. We're going to release the hands back down by our hips. Help the body upright slowly here as we come to the other side. Honoring that we may feel more tight or more flexible on this side. I went hiking yesterday and had a little bit of a fall. So I have a nice big strawberry on my hip right here. So I'm going to take it slowly on this side. So I'm going to walk the arms back, come down to the elbows, and then perhaps you can lay all the way back to your degree. This is your practice. Breathing gently here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the hands back down by our side, help the body up, and then everybody, let's come to a standing position at the front of the mat. Bring the feet together, roll the shoulders up and back. Let the palms be parallel to your thighs. And go ahead and close the eyes. And let's take our awareness to our feet. Really feel supported as you stand here on the ground, whether you're on the 15th floor of a high-rise building or whether you're outside practicing directly on the earth. I want you to visualize roots growing underneath of your feet and plugging you into the entire earth plane. Really feel supported and rooted by the earth's magnetic field. And then take your awareness, that introspection, to that space in between your eyebrow center, about an inch on your above on your forehead. This is your third eye. And with our gaze here, let's visualize the last most beautiful sunrise or sunset we've seen. Feeling grateful for our personal relationship to the sun. The sun provides life to all beings on planet Earth. From the tiniest of bugs to the most giant of mammals, we're all gifted life from this beautiful celestial body that the earth rotates around. So as we move through our Surya Namaskar, paying respects to the Almighty Sun, offering our gratitude and praise to the gifts we receive each day, our personal relationship. Go ahead and inhale deeply, open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at heart center. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale, hinge forward at the waist and let the body come forward. This is our first stretch of the day, so please, no overstretching here. Go ahead and bend the knees if that feels best to you. You can grab onto the front of the ankles or the front of the shins, the back of the ankles. Go ahead and bend the knees if that's helpful. Perhaps you have the privilege to have your fingertips come to the earth. Let the head hang. Bring the weight of the body into the balls of the feet so that the backs of the legs are long and the sits bones are pointing up towards the ceiling. Let the top of the head hang heavy down towards the top of the feet. You're breathing slowly here. If you can bring your fingertips to the earth, perhaps you have the privilege to turn your wrists around and bring your palms to the mat. Your fingertips back towards your ankles. Breathing slowly here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, take the fingertips facing forward. Take the left leg back, drop to the knee, and the top of the left foot as we inhale towards Ashwasana Chalanasana, equestrian pose. We lunge into that front right knee. We're balancing under that right big toe as we draw the knee to the midline of the body. And we lunge forward, lengthening this left quad, balancing on the top of the left foot. Go ahead and roll the shoulders up and back. Let the arms hang to the side. Draw the chest towards the ceiling as we look up and back as far as we can on the ceiling behind us. We're breathing slowly here. Waking up the grenkies, the blockages from our beautiful sleep last night. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands back to the mat. Tuck the back left toes. Exhale, send the right leg back to meet the left. This is our first mountain pose. In the West, we refer to this as downward facing dog. In the East, where my teacher's from, in the Himalayas, they call this mountain pose. The body's shaped like Mount Everest here. So press down evenly in all four corners of your palms. Take your heels, see if you can reach your heels evenly towards the mat. Draw your sits bones up towards the ceiling so the back of the legs are long. We're breathing slowly here. The bottom of your next exhalation, we're going to drop the knees to the floor. Your chin and chest come up onto the fingertips. Squeeze those elbows in. So you've got your 2 feet, your 2 knees, your 2 hands, your chest and chin. Your belly's up off the mat and your gaze, you're staring down your nose. Ashtanga Namaskar, 8-limb pose. Release the palms to the earth. Slide your belly down. Extend your legs. Come to the tops of your feet. Keep the butt soft. And then for this first round, we're gonna come into Sphinx pose. So come onto your forearms. Slide your chest through. Take your gaze up and back. A nice little back bend to warm up the low back. Looking up as far and back as you can. Breathing slowly here. 2 and 1. Release your head and neck. Take your hands, slide them back underneath of your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press into your palms. Lift those hips back away from you. Returning to the almighty mountain pose. Reach those heels back down towards the earth. Notice that one heel might want to reach the floor more than the other. See if you can reach both heels evenly. Press down underneath of your palms, especially under your index fingers. Let's take the left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee in the top of the right foot as we inhale. Roll the shoulders up and back as we lunge into that front left knee. Ashwashan Shalanasana. Take the chest up, look back. Breathe slowly here. And 1. Release the hands. Tuck the toes. Exhale. Bring that right foot forward to meet the left. Forward fold. Notice the body's starting to warm up here. You may be able to take your fingertips to the earth. You may be able to take your hands to the backs of the ankles. Breathing slowly. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Allow the top of the head to grow towards the top of the feet. Bend the knees. Inhale. Take the arms up and back. And then exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands to the side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. This time, we're going to move a little bit more swiftly. Body's starting to warm up, and we're going to do it with 12 breaths, moving with the cues of our leading breath. So go ahead and bring your feet together, roll the shoulders back. Inhale deeply, open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Bend the knees. Take the right leg back. Top of the foot, top of the knee. Inhale. Ashwashan Shalanasana. Look up and back. Release the hands to the mat. Tuck the toes. Exhale. Mountain pose. The bottom of the exhalation, hold the breath out. Drop to the knees, chest, and chin. And then we'll slide the body through as we inhale, coming up into Cobra. Keep the elbows close to the body. Lift the chest, look up. Top of the feet and the butt is soft. Top of the feet are on the mat. Tuck the toes, press into the palms. Exhale, press back to mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop the knee in the top of the foot. Inhale, Ashwashan Shalanasana. Release the hands to the mat. Exhale, bring the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up, look back. Exhale, through prayer position at the heart. Release your hands to the side. Great job, yogis. We're going to move into Chandra Namaskar. Let's take our awareness to that space in between our eyebrows. Introspect on another celestial body, this one that moves around the earth, the almighty moon. Chandra means moon, namaskars, respects. And the yogis believe that just as the moon impacts the tidal phases of all the waters on planet Earth, that the moon also impacts the waters of our internal aquarium, our internal ocean, all of our fluids and waters. So we practice Chandra Namaskar to pay respects to the moon and to tame the mind, making the mind our very best friend, taming the waters of the body, clarifying and purifying the mind. So we'll move through this next round, changing only the 4th and 9th postures. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward, body in half. Bend the knees, take the left leg back, drop to the knee and the top of the foot. As we inhale, bring the hands through prayer position at the heart, and then take those hands overhead as we lunge into that front foot. So we're balancing here. We're using the front big toe. Again, the right knee is lining up with the midline of the body as we lunge here. And then take that chest up and look back as far as you can on that ceiling behind you. No hard and fast rules here. If you prefer to have your arms parallel, by all means, do what feels best for you. We're breathing slowly for 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands back to the mat. Tuck the toes. Exhale, send that right leg back to meet the left. Mountain pose. The bottom of the exhalation, keep that breath out. Let's go ahead and try that together. Inhale slowly through the nose. Open the mouth and let out a nice hold the breath out, and then begin moving the belly button up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Keep going. We're massaging all the internal organs here, the stomach, the spleen, the liver, up, down, up, down, up, down. Go ahead and release. Bring the breath back to normal. We'll take the left foot in between the hands, drop to the right knee and the top of the right foot as we bring the hands through prayer position and lunge forward, taking the arms overhead. Gaze as far back as we can on the ceiling. Crescent moon position. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the toes. Exhale, bring the right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. Body in half. Bend the knees. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands to the side. Let's do the same thing on the other side. This time, moving a bit more swiftly with the 12th breath count. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands through prayer position. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, body in half. Bend the knees, right leg back, drop to the knee and the top of the foot. Inhale, crescent moon position. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the toes as we exhale, mountain pose. The bottom of the exhalation, hold the breath out and drop to the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide the chest, drop the belly to the mat, slide the chest through. Coming into cobra, look up. Tuck the toes, exhale, press into the palms, take the hips up, mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop to the knee, take the hands to the chest as we inhale and lunge, crescent moon position. Take the hands back down to the side, tuck the toes, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, close the prayer at the heart. Release the hands to the side. Go ahead and close your eyes here and take your awareness inward. See if you can find the beating of the heart. Starting to quicken here, just slightly, as we've been warming up the body, using the elements of the earth, air, water, fire. We're calling upon our rajas, the mode of passion, to move the body and create heat in the body. So we're using fire to warm the fluids of the body, all the waters of the body, and move our earthly energies. We're awakening blockages and moving stagnant energy. We're using our breath. We're taking in fresh life through the nostrils as the lungs, the lower lobes, the middle lobes, the upper lobes are purifying this fresh oxygen, sending it to the heart where then it mingles with the blood. And then the heart keeps pumping and sending fresh breath, fresh oxygen to every cell of the body, purifying the cells as they squeeze out toxicity. As we warm up the body, the skin opens up, the almighty skin, the largest detoxification organ. We begin to perspire, sweat out the toxins. So we're transforming our body here. I'm so very, very grateful for the intelligence of this incredible body. Let's go ahead and open up the eyes. We're going to come into our first asana of today, chair pose. So we're going to bring the feet together, squeeze the knees together, and we're going to bend the knees, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart, and begin to bend the knees and sit down as if you're sitting in a chair. Take the arms up overhead. I like steeple position, but yogi's choice here. You can have your arms parallel, totally fine. Go ahead and sit down a little bit more, lengthen through the side body, and then roll those shoulders down the back. Go ahead and take your gaze in between the eyebrows. So your chin's parallel to the earth, but you're looking up towards the ceiling. You're squeezing the belly button back towards the spine. And in the final position, your breath is slow and steady. Go ahead and lift your toes up off the mat, just your toes. Sit down a little bit more. Listening to the symphony of our breath here. For 5, 4, reach through the fingertips, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and stand up. Release your hands back down behind you. Interlace those hands. We're going to go into a counter pose here. Interlace the hands and draw the hands down the back body. Open up the chest and look back. And then exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist. And to your degree, take those hands away from the low back, all the way overhead. This should feel really good. So you're taking the top of your head towards the top of your feet, opening up the shoulders. Bring the weight towards the balls of the feet so the backs of the legs are long. Breathing slowly here. Release your hands back to your low back, bend the knees, and roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time. How slow can you go? Bring the hands, release the hands. Take your body facing forward again. We're going to come into twisted chair. So we're going to bring some loving energy to the internal working organs of our body. We're going to start with massaging our stomach. So bring your hands to a prayer position. Sit down, just like chair pose. But this time we're going to take the right elbow on the outside of our left knee. We're going to press that elbow into the knee and then twist. So begin to stack the shoulders as we twist the vertebrae, and then begin to take your gaze up towards the ceiling past that left shoulder. Make sure you're breathing here. Sit down a little bit further. Now you can stay here, or you can release your right hand to the mat. Just make sure your right elbow's on the outside of that left knee. You can bring your fingertips or your palms to the earth. Sit down a little bit more. Take your left arm up towards the ceiling. Open up the chest. Look past your fingertips. You can also bend your elbow and take the back of the right hand to the outside of your right hip. Maybe you have a bind in your practice. Breathing slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Gently come out. Bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Exhale slowly. Next, let's bring some healing energy to the hardest detoxing organ on the inside of the body, our almighty liver. So we'll do the same thing on the other side, inhaling. As we exhale, bend the knees, take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press those palms together as we begin to twist the head and neck and look up over that right shoulder. Sit down a little bit further. Lift the right shoulder up. Breathe here. You can stay here or keep your right elbow on the outside of that right knee. Take your fingertips or your palm to the earth. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling. Open up the shoulder. Look past those fingertips. Bend the elbow. Take the right hand on the outside of the left hip. Sit down a little bit further and then open up that shoulder. Release. Bring your hands back to prayer. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale slowly. Release the palms. We're going to walk back a little bit onto our mat. We're going to come into table. We've made some chairs, and now we're going to bring our body into a table position. So bring the feet together, squeeze the knees together. Inhale, the arms up overhead, parallel or steeple. And then as you exhale, bend the body in half, but this time pausing at 90 degrees. So you're looking directly down from your nose. You're reaching through your fingertips. You're activating your core. So you're lengthening, you're strengthening. You draw that belly button back towards the spine. Reach, reach, reach. Reach from the top of your head towards the front of the room. Getting strong here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands back through prayer position. Bend the knees. We're going to bring the focus into our left leg. Get sturdy here as we lift our right leg and send that right leg back behind us. Press through the heel. It's okay to wobble here. It's okay to fall. Have some fun here. Keep a positive mindset. Press through the heel, and you're lining up that right big toe with the midline of the body. And then if you have a neck or shoulder injury, just keep your hands here at the chest. If you don't, you want to take your arms forward, reach through those fingertips. Reach, reach, reach through the top of your head and the fingertips. Press through the back right heel. Get strong here. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back to prayer position. We're going to pendulum swing that right leg up forward. Lift it, lift, lift, lift. Bring the toes. See if you can Bring the toes up as high as your front hip bone. Smile at the shake of the leg. It's only going to last for a while. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee. Bend the knee and grab onto the ankle. Take the foot back towards the bum. You can take your hand overhead. This is Dancer 1, not Trikonasana 1. You can stay here, get a nice length all along the front quad. You can also take your hand on the inside arc of the foot or the ankle. Take the arm overhead. Begin to kick that right leg back. Lengthen in that right arm. Take your left arm up and then begin to take the arc of the pose to the front of the body. As you lift, lift, lift to your degree. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to Dancer 1. Release your leg. Shake it out. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Building strength, yogis. When we practice these balance poses, it brings us poise in our day when we have chaos all around us. Balance poses bring poise. So bring the foundation, get sturdy in that right leg. Hands in prayer. Send the left leg back behind us. Press through the heel. Line up the left big toe with the midline of the body. And then stay here in prayer position or take your arms up overhead, reaching through those fingertips. Breathing slowly and get strong here. 2 and 1. Hands back through prayer. We're going to swing that leg forward and lift it up high. Lift it as high as your hips. If you can, smile at that shake of the leg. It's only going to last for a while. Go ahead and release. And then we'll grab onto the ankle, draw the knee towards your right knee, take the arm up overhead. So this is Dancer 1. You can totally stay here if this is where you are today. That's fine. You can also take your hand on the inside of the foot, begin to bring the arc of the pose to the front of the body and kick that leg back away from you. Staying balanced here, find a drishti, an unmoving point to focus on, whether that's on the wall in front of you or the floor. It's okay to wobble, it's okay to fall. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back through Dancer 1, release, shake it out. Great job. Let's bring the outside of the outside edges of our feet to the edges of the sticky mat. I'm going to move back so you can see me. Take the arms up overhead. Take the right hand, grab the left wrist. Stick the left hip out to the side. And then use the strength of the right arm to help draw that left arm over the body. And then take your gaze up past your left arm. See if you can move your right armpit slightly more forward than the left. And then pull, pull, pull for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Come back to center. Switch sides. Take your right wrist overhead. Send that right hip to the side. Lengthen. And then make the adjustment here. Move your left armpit slightly more forward than your right. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling past your right bicep. Pull, pull, pull. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Release the hands. Let's bring the feet together about 5 inches apart. I'm going to come to the side here. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the waist. And then it's okay. If you have your hands on your shins, that's totally fine. If you have your hands on your ankles, that's fine too. Others, if we can bring our fingertips underneath of our feet, let's do that. It's okay to have a little bit of bend in your knees to do it. We're also, if you can, get your palms fully underneath of your feet. Press down on the palms. Let the head hang heavy here. So you're tucking your chin in towards your chest. Breathing as we bring the weight towards the balls of the feet, so the backs of the legs are long. Bend the elbows. You can use the strength of your arms to draw your chest closer to the thighs as we visualize the top of the head moving towards the top of the feet. Bend the knees, release the hands. If you have your hands on your shins or the back of your calves, stay there. Everybody else, we're going to take our 2 peace fingers and wrap them around our big toes. Press the balls of the feet down, straighten the knees, and then send the sits bones up towards the ceiling. Inhale, your chest up and look up. Roll the shoulders back. We're getting a nice middle and upper back bend stretch here. And so to your degree, see if you can notice where the floor meets the wall in front of you. See if you can take your gaze a quarter way up the wall, halfway up the wall, maybe even all the way up to where the wall meets the ceiling. Looking up here. For 3, 2, and 1. Release the head and neck, bend the knees, release the hands, walk the feet back. Let's everybody meet in mountain pose. Let the head hang heavy here. Bend the right knee, straighten the left elbow. Press that left heel down towards the earth. Release, straighten the right knee, take the right heel towards the earth. Bend the left knee and straighten that left elbow. Straighten the left knee and see if you can take both heels back towards the mat evenly. Notice that one knee, the back of one knee might want to press towards the wall behind you more than the other. See if you can press both knees back evenly. The inner elbows are looking at one another. The inner armpits are facing one another. Press down in all 4 corners of your palms. We're going to straighten that right elbow and lift the left leg up and back behind you. The big toes in alignment with the center of the body, pressing down powerfully into our right palm. Lift that leg a little bit higher. And then as we exhale, we're going to swing it on through, preparing for our Virabhadrasana 1 warrior series. So take your right heel to the earth. Your right toes are at about 2 p.m. And we're going to inhale our shoulders up, our entire upper body as we lunge into that front left knee. We're activating our right quad, so we're lifting up to protect our knees. So we're lifting up our right quad, and our shoulders and hips are square here. Visualize a flashlight from your right hip shining forward. Take the hands to prayer position, and then take the arms up overhead, parallel or steeple. Reach through those fingertips. Lengthen the upper body as we bend a little bit more. See if you can take your right armpit slightly more forward than the left, and then take your gaze in between your eyebrow center to the ceiling. Breathing slowly. Inhale, let's transform the body. Open up to the side wall. I like to move my right leg back just a few inches. Open up my hips and shoulders to the side wall. Take a glance back to make sure that my back arm is even with my front arm. And then twist the head and neck As we look down our left fingertips and bend into that front left knee. Strong like a warrior here. Inhale that right arm up to meet the left. Avaya Virabhadrasana. So we're lunging into that front leg as we open up our shoulders towards the front of the room. Smile at that shake of the leg, that femur into that hip bone. It's only going to last for a while. Gaze up between your eyebrows for 3, 2, and 1. Release your left hand to the mat. Open up the shoulders. Take the right arm up towards the ceiling. I like to heel toe, wiggle my right toes back just a few inches so I can sink the pelvis closer to the floor. Feel free to stay here. You can also bend that right elbow and take the right hand to the back of the left hip. You can take your left hand underneath if you have a bind available in your practice today. Grab on with your peace fingers. Open up the shoulder though, and then look up. Opening up that heart. Look up towards the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands to the mat. Drop your knee to the earth. Heel toe, your feet off the mat. We're going to come into Kandanyasa. It's an arm balance pose, and I'll take you through some variations so that everybody can do this. We're going to have our hands in push-up position underneath of our shoulders. Begin to bring the weight of the body forward, bend the elbows, and as you do so, that left elbow is going to be able to hook into that left inner thigh. Walk the right knee back some, come forward, and you'll notice that the right elbow is able to hook into our right inner thigh. And then we come forward like we're doing chaturanga, but we're supported underneath of our left toes, our right knee, and our right big toes. Perhaps that's your pose. Perhaps you can lift your knee up off the mat and then begin to play with lifting one toe and the other as you can balance here in Kandanyasa. Give it a few tries. I sure miss my lovely demonstration partner right here, Evan. He's taken his team to the championships, their season opener in California, sending Wahine Beach so much success. So give it a few tries, and then everybody, when you're ready, will press back into child's pose, letting your hips come down to your heels, letting your forehead rest on the mat. Take your hands down by your hips, palms facing up. Take a nice deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Let the breath return to normal. Bring your awareness to that space in between your eyebrows. See if you can find that beat of the heart. So very grateful for the elements, earth, air, water, fire, as we're transmuting the elements of our body and transforming who we are. We're very different already than when we first began this practice. I can feel it. Hope you can. I can hear it in my voice. So very grateful to be practicing with you today. So very grateful for this brain and nervous system and this brain that sits inside of the skull and the auditory nerves. Your ears, you can hear my voice. And then the mind, the intellect, can make sense of my words so that then you can tell your body to move it in certain ways to transform energies and transform our bodies. So let's go ahead and bring some harmony to our body. We'll do the same series on our solar side, our masculine side. We did that last round was for our lunar side, our feminine side. So we like to bring harmony in our yoga practice. So everybody, let's meet in mountain pose. And this time, we're going to straighten our left elbow and send our right leg back behind us. Take the left heel to the earth. The big toes in alignment with the center of the body, so the hips and shoulders are square. Lift it a little bit higher. Exhale, swing it on through. Take your left foot to the floor, your left heel to the floor. Toes are at about 10 p.m. We're going to inhale, bring the body upright as we lunge into that front knee. Hips and shoulders are square facing forward, shining a flashlight from that left hip forward. Hands to prayer position and then overhead as we lunge. Take the left armpit slightly more forward than the right. Activate that back knee, lift it so it's protected and we have that quadricep engaged, strong like a warrior. Take the left armpit slightly more forward than the right. Take your gaze up in between your eyebrow center. Reach through those fingertips. And then in the final pose, you're listening to the symphony of your breath. Inhale, open up. Take the left toes back some. We're going to open up into Virabhadrasana 2. Swiftly look back at those fingertips to make sure that they're in alignment with your front. So we lunge into that front knee. Twist the head and neck and look down those fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2. Take the left hand up to meet the right. Lunge a little bit more. Take the arms overhead and then gaze towards the ceiling. Avaya Virabhadrasana. Fearless warrior. Release the right hand onto the mat. Wiggle those toes back some on the back left toe. Open up the chest. Take the left arm up towards the ceiling. Sink the pelvic floor closer to the earth. Look up towards those fingertips. Getting a nice, gentle massage to the brainstem. You can stay here. You can also find your bind. Open up that shoulder. Look up. Release your hands to the mat. Drop your knee. Heel toe, heel toe. Take your hands underneath of your shoulder. Take your hands underneath of your shoulders. We're going to bend the elbows. We're going to come into Kandanyasa on the other side. So give it a try here, yogis. Have some fun. Be playful. I'm going to bend the right elbow and tuck it into the right inner thigh. Bring the weight forward so that when I bend my left elbow, I can tuck it into my left hip bone. Lift the left knee and then begin to play with the balance. Kandanyasa. Give it a few tries. And then everybody, let's press back into child's pose. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let out a nice sigh. Let the breath return to normal through the nose. See if you can bring your awareness to the kidneys and the low back. There's two of them sitting there, filtering so much fluids, keeping our body strong, clean. So very grateful for these kidneys, visualizing every cell, every atom, vibrant with a smile. From every atom to every cell, to each organ, to each system of the body. It makes up our body, our human organism. So very grateful for all of the working systems. The interplay every breath of the day without us even thinking about it. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we're going to come back up onto the mat. Bring our knees. We're going to come up standing on our knees about hips distance apart. Take the tops of the feet to the mat. We're going to bring our hands, press into the low back and press them down. Press down. Go ahead and lift the toes up off the mat. Lift the chest up. Squeeze those elbows together a little bit more. Open up and look back. You can stay here. You can also take your right hand and reach back to a heel. Take your left hand and reach back towards the heel. And then let your head and neck drop. Drawing your shoulders together, pressing your pelvis away. Breathing slowly. Take your left hand back to your low back, press down. Inhale, take your right hand back. Come up. Now we're going to do this again, and you can do it just like last time, any of those variations. You can also take the tops of the feet to the mat. If you're feeling warmed up here, press down into your low back, and then take your right hand to your ankle, take your left hand to your ankle. If you're having trouble breathing here, come out of it, please. Taking in small sips of breath, opening up that heart, calling in more love. Take the left hand back to the low back. Take the right hand back to the low back. And then this time, we're going to sit the hips back to the heels. Bring the forehead back down to the mat. Counter pose for the back bends. It's child's pose. It should feel good. Go ahead and lift the head and neck. We're going to come onto our toes. Lift the knees up. Find your version of squats position. If you have your heels up, that's totally fine. You can bring your heels down to the mat. Bring your hands into prayer position and press those knees away. We're going to move into arm balance and then inversion practice. So I want to give options and choice so that you're listening to your body. So if you have any wrist injuries, you can stay here in squats pose in your version of it, and you can find a nice twist to enjoy. Just enjoy. And then for those of us that are ready for crow pose, we're going to take our hands into push-up position underneath of the shoulders. Lift the butt up and then bring the knees to the outside edges of the triceps. Bring the weight forward and then begin to play. Notice the 90 degrees. I like to make shelves with my elbows. And then begin to play with lifting one toe up off the mat, then the other. Give it a few tries. And if you have a headstand practice in the middle of the room, and you want to go straight into your headstand practice, by all means, go ahead. Give it a few tries. And then if you're in headstand, everybody, we're going to come down. And if you have a baggy shirt, go ahead and tuck it into your shorts or your pants for safety. And if you have a headstand practice in the middle of the room, you prefer to do that, or if you have it safely at the wall, by all means, go ahead. And for the rest of us, we're going to do shoulder stand, Sharvangasana. So I'm going to move my leg sideways so you can see this. Let's come to lay on the floor, extend the legs. We're going to bring the heels and toes together. And then swing the legs up overhead. Draw the elbows together and take your hands to the low back, fingers facing towards the feet. Should feel comfortable. Your chin is tucked into your chest. You're staring at in between the big toes up towards the ceiling. Breathing slowly. We're reversing the blood flow. Every organ in our body is smiling here as we're receiving an internal bath, as we switch up all the fluids, the flow of fluids. Super for our thyroid and parathyroid. So whether you're in headstand position or shoulder stand, let's everybody take our legs wide, press through the heels. Breathing. Inhale those heels back together. Press through the balls of the feet. If you're in headstand, let's do splits pose. If you're in shoulder stand, take the left foot overhead towards the earth. Press through the right balls of the foot. Let's everybody bring our left foot up to meet the right, and then take the right leg overhead. Inhale that right leg up. If you're in headstand, you can do any variation, whether you want to do eagle pose or lotus. If you're in shoulder stand, we're going to come into plow position. Take both legs overhead. If your toes touch the earth, it's okay if they don't, but if they do, you have the privilege to release your hands from your low back and take those hands, interlace them, take them down towards the mat. Breathing into our low back, our hamstrings, all the fluids of the body. So very grateful. Release the hands, draw them to the low back, and then bend the knees. And if you're in headstand, we're gonna come out really slowly. So if you're in shoulder stand, we're going to roll the spine back down to the mat as slow as you can go. Extend the legs. Take the hands to your sides, coming into a mini shavasana. Go ahead and let the head and neck rock side to side and back to center a couple times. We're going to continue with opening up the heart through back bend. So bend the knees, bring the soles close to your butt. Your arms are long alongside your side body, palms facing down. Press into the feet as you inhale, lift those hips up. Squeeze the knees towards one another. You can stay here with your fingertips long, reaching towards your heels. You can also interlace underneath your low back. Lift the chest up. Breathe here. Bridge pose. You can stay here. If you have a full wheel pose in your practice, you can take your arms up overhead, press into your palms, lift up into your chakrasana. I'm going to stay here today. Go ahead and release your hands. And as slow as you can go, bring your vertebrae down one at a time. Extend your legs. Shake it out. And rest briefly here in a mini shavasana. Let's take our let's extend the left leg directly out from your hip. Take the right foot onto the left quadricep. Take your left hand on the outside of the right leg. Extend your right arm out, directly shoulder height, palm facing down. Inhale gently. Exhale, take your left hand and help the right knee come over the left side of the body. Take your gaze, twist your head and neck, and look down your right fingertips. Breathing slowly here. Inhale, come back to center. Squeeze that knee into the chest. And then extend that leg alongside your right. Make any adjustments. And then we're going to bend that left knee into the chest. Take the left heel. Take the sole of the left foot onto the right thigh. Take the left hand out, palm facing down, shoulder height. Take the right hand on the outside of the left knee. And then help that left knee come down over the right side of the body. Take your gaze towards your left fingertips. Breathe gently here. Inhale, come back to center. Hug that knee in towards your chest. Extend the leg out. Inhale your arms up overhead. Take your left hand and grab your right wrist. Reach to the side. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist. Reach, reach, reach to the side. Take both hands and reach through your fingertips all the way to your toes. And then exhale, everybody. Let's come up into a yogi sit-up. Do one more twist. So take your legs about as wide as mat distance. Inhale. Exhale, take the left hand past the line of symmetry back behind you. And perhaps this is plenty for you. Perhaps you have the privilege to come down onto your forearm. Take your gaze as far back as you can on the wall behind you. Your toes are facing upright. Inhale, press into that hand, help your body up. Exhale, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take your right hand and elbow back past the line of symmetry. Take your left fingertips to the earth. Take your gaze as far as you can back on the wall behind you. Beautiful. Inhale, come upright. And then everybody, let's turn around 180 degrees for my favorite yoga posture, corpse pose, Shavasana. Allow your entire body to lay flat on the mat. Your feet are about 12 to 16 inches away from each other. Let the feet fall to the side. Let your hands come down by your hips, palms facing up, about 8 to 12 inches away from your hips. I'll go ahead and lead us through an active relaxation to help the body unwind. Go ahead and inhale, lift your left foot up off the mat 2 inches, point the toes, flex the foot, tighten the calf, and release. Lift the right foot up off the mat 2 inches, point, flex, and flop. Squeeze the buttocks, draw the belly button back down towards the spine, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release, relax the entire pelvis region. Inhale, draw the breath all the way up into the chest, all the way up into the shoulders. Open up the mouth and let out a nice sigh. Close the mouth and let the breath be normal. Make a fist with the left hand. Lift it 2 inches up off the mat. Tighten the wrist, tighten the arm. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let it flop. Make a fist with the right hand. Lift it up off the mat 2 inches. Squeeze. Let it flop. Draw the chin into the chest. Let the back of the neck be long and let the back of the head stay on the mat. Squeeze the chin into the chest and then let it release. Rock the head from side to side and back to center. Simba, lion's breath. Inhale, draw the energy all the way up to the face. Open up the mouth, stick out the tongue, bug out the eyes. Lion's breath. Relax the mouth. Inhale, draw the attention to the forehead, the eyes. Squeeze the forehead, squeeze the eyes, squeeze the ears, squeeze every hair on your head. Squeeze, 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 and release. Let the body relax. See if you can bring your awareness to that space, the nostrils, where the breath moves in and out of the body. This time though, let's see if we can try not to change anything. Try to not control it. See if you can remain the observer. Bring the awareness to the navel center. And again, without trying to change anything, see if you can be aware of the gentle rise and fall. Inhale, navel up. Exhale, navel down. And then with your mind's eye, I'd love for you to count backwards from 10 to 1 at your pace. Inhale, navel up, 10. Exhale, navel down, 10. Inhale, navel up, 9. Exhale, navel down, 9. To your pace, all the way down to 1. Trying not to lose count. Wherever you are, release your count, release your focus, and let your body simply be. If you find that there's thoughts coming to your mind, let them pass like clouds in the sky, allowing total relaxation. As I shared earlier, we were calling on the mode of rajas, the mode of passion, to move our body and stretch and transform, utilizing all of the elements to make shift in our body into our earthly body. And the yogis also believe in the mode of goodness, sattva good, to bring balance and harmony as we rest here and allow the healing, allow the body to receive and integrate the medicine from these postures. Letting any sounds just fade away into the background as you allow for healing to take place in every cell of your body. Let's bring the awareness back into the physical, allowing your belly to grow big with your breath. Feel the breath move through the body Exhale slowly through the nostrils. Letting your thumb touch your fingertips. Wiggle your toes. And at your pace, in your proper timing, let's inhale the arms up overhead. Reach through those fingertips, reach through the toes, as if we're waking up from a gentle cat nap. And then exhale slowly. However you get there, all of us, we're going to meet in a side lying position, fetal position on our right side. You can use your left arm as a pillow for your head, your right arm as a pillow for your head. Bring the left arm to the belly. Giving yourself some appreciation for rolling out the mat and practicing today. The yogis believe that each time we do, we're cultivating self-love. The yogis believe that this heart is the organ that governs the emotion of love. And each time we do this, we're building self-love. And as we build self-love, then we can take it off the mat and share it with our loved ones. When our love cup is full, we overflow with love to be shared. And so we appreciate our efforts towards our service to ourselves. When you're ready, let's everybody press into that left palm, extend that right leg, help the body upright, and we'll all meet in a comfortable seated position, just like we began. Take the hands to the knees, thumb and first fingertip together. Let the chin tilt down ever so slightly so that the back of the neck is long and that the crown is open to the heavens. Allow the breath to move slowly through the nostrils. And in your mind's eye, let's move into a japa gratitude meditation. With each inhalation, mentally say to yourself, I am grateful for my, and as you exhale, in your mind's eye, name an object of your appreciation. My 2 eyes, my 2 feet. Inhale, I am grateful for my healthy heart. Inhale, I am grateful for my family, friends. So each breath, inhale, I am grateful for my, and as you exhale, an object of your appreciation. Let's go ahead and release the japa meditation, knowing that gratitude and appreciation always ups our vibe. We can take this vibe out into the world. We take the yoga off the mat so that when people see us, whether we're on our Zoom meetings or out more and more with people live again, they can notice something's different. Bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Open the eyes. Bow the chin towards the chest. Close the eyes as we smile and pay respects to the Lord in our heart. Atma. What an honor it's been to practice with you this morning. Thank you so much. We'll close with namaste. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. As we say here in Hawaii, mahalo nui loa. This means thank you very much. May the force be with you and may all love surround you. Take this out into the world today. What an honor it is to share in our cyber ohana. If you learned anything, if you like this practice, please smash that subscribe button. We're really wanting to grow our subscribership here. Leave any comments or suggestions. We're always opening up to feedback. And then join again. We'll be here live on the Live Yoga channel. Wednesday, we'll be doing a half-hour take a work break with me where I share stress care through chair yoga. It's only a half hour, so tune right in. We'll open up the low back, spine, and de-stress the subtle tension in the body. We also meet for the Trust Your Guts Club. We'll meet live, and that's a break where we talk about all things yoga for the organs, digestive wellness, and feeling good in our bodies. So tune in again on Wednesday, and then Thursday I'll be back here teaching Hatha Yoga, our full-length practice. And then next week, Sweetheart Evan will be back here with us. But thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful. Have a beautiful day. Ahui ho. Aloha.